Hello, everybody. Welcome to Adobe Live. My name is VooDoo Val, and I am here with my good friend Cody. How are you, Cody?
I'm doing great, Val. How are you?
I'm doing excellent. I'm super excited. We are back for another episode of Creative Mad Libs, which is pretty exciting. And we have a pretty interesting prompt for today, which I'm pumped to get into. But for those of you who might be tuning in today and you've never seen an episode of the show, basically what this show is about is we have a prompt with elements that you guys can actually vote on. So if you're hanging out on the YouTube chat, you folks will see polls come through that will allow you to basically be the creative director, kind of, for our project today. And if you're watching over on Behance, you can pop the YouTube chat out, make yourself a little poll voting module, if you like, and participate so that we can get some feedback from the chat about what we'll be creating. And then Cody and I create a piece based on those elements. I'm pretty pumped. This is a prompt that Cody suggested, and I know that we're going to have a blast with it today. So let's pop over there and then get started, shall we? So we've got a gnome or goblin character this morning who loves to ice skate or eat fruit. And wears a purple or orange sweater. So we're going to get the first poll in the chat so you guys can vote on whether we're doing a gnome or goblin. And I love this, Cody, because I think that gnomes and goblins, honestly, they're like cousins, right?
Yeah,
They're,
yeah.
like they're
They're a
like
little bit
cousins,
different, but it's kind
but
of
not
like
that
me and you.
much. Yeah, exactly. I was about to say this is another one of those things. It's another one of those things where it's like, do you want the Val choice or the Cody choice? Also, everybody knows which is which. I don't ever really drawn a gnome. But I think that like the design differences there are very similar in that I feel like a gnome would have like a very starched pointed hat and a
hmm
goblin would wear like a slouchy hat, and then
Yeah,
the gnome's ears and nose would be rounded
yeah,
versus like pointier goblin ears, that sort
yeah.
of thing.
A gnome is
Um,
kind of like a friendly goblin.
yeah,
Like you think of
exactly,
like a garden
exactly.
gnome, like a
Yes.
little red pointy hat kind of.
Exactly. I feel like gnomes bring gifts and goblins bring trouble. But
Goblins
aside
take
from
the
that,
gifts.
yeah, they do. We steal.
Yeah.
Also, I see Shauna is in the chat. Mama Shauna Parmigiana, welcome in. It's good
Hi.
to see you. Hello. I see Patrick. I see Clever Devlin, Catherine, Sean, Fabian, Wade, Acuff in the chat, and Jack Watson are hanging out with us today. It's good to see you folks. Yes, welcome in, friends. I see Oliver is going straight for the goblins. And I think while people are voting, I might do a little bit of sketching.
Yeah,
Um,
sure.
because I think, like I was saying, I think that the shapes are pretty similar. Um, so it should be easy to get a sketch going, even if we don't know which one it's going to be yet, right?
hmm
Um,
I just realized I have the wrong YouTube chat open, so I can't see the poll. 1 second, guys. I'm gonna pull up the
Ruh-roh.
right chat.
I do that all
Here we
the
go.
time if I am going and looking at the like scheduled streams. Sometimes
Uh-huh.
I click
There we
one for
go.
a reoccurring show.
Oh yeah, Goblin won by 77 or is winning by 77%. So yeah.
Oh, so we are doing goblets.
Yeah.
That sounds pretty great. We could probably end that. That sounds like a
Yeah.
landslide.
Okay.
Okay.
So the next one will be ice skating or eating fruit. So
Whew.
that kind of, yeah, like I'm gonna start sketching our little goblin, but we'll figure out kind of like the real composition once we figure out this next poll here.
Yeah. And I think I'm gonna do like because the last couple episodes I feel like I have done a full scene. And I
Mm,
think that this time I would like to do like a character portrait, if that makes
mm,
sense.
yeah.
And I want to try to do something new where like instead of doing like your standard like painting, because I've been doing a lot of paintings. for these episodes, I want to try and go for like a hyper stylized, like sketchy kind of vibe, like something that's like clearly a drawing, but also looks very like charcoal kind of. So I'm
Yeah.
gonna lay that out. Are you gonna try anything a little, I guess, different than the norm today, or are you gonna
Um,
do?
I honestly, I really don't know. I haven't brainstormed too much about this one, so I think I'm just gonna be kind of flying by the seat of my pants today. So I don't know. I guess we'll see.
I think that's I mean, like the last few episodes, you have been like whipping something new out of the bag, though.
I'm
I feel like you have
trying.
so you can take a break if you need to, because like that first one especially, I don't know if you guys saw the piece that Cody did for episode 1, but oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Very good. Let's see who's winning for our ice skating or eating fruit. Oh, it's teetering. It's teetering. Also, reminder, if you are not seeing where the polls are because you're just jumping into the Behance chat, the polls are over on the YouTube channel, which we can get a link for. So if you would like to check out that and give us a little vote on some of our elements today, definitely head over there. I kind of want to give him like a round nose, but like
Oh, that's funny. We're
wide.
kind of doing similar noses, except you kind of did like a round triangle, but mine is upside down compared to yours. It was just
Oh,
we just kind of like did similar shapes there. That's funny.
it's almost like we're opposite friends. That's
Opposite triangle
crazy.
friends.
What? And I kind of want to do, okay, so there's a style that I really, really love. And I have a question to pose to everybody, to you, to chat. Because I want to mention something that I'm really inspired by, and see if you guys have something like, have you seen a show or a piece of art or something that you feel like, even though maybe you're not making stuff exactly like it, there's like hints of it in your work because you think about it all the time?
Yeah.
I really love that show, Love, Death, and Robots.
Oh, I've
I
never
love
heard of
what.
it.
Oh, it's on Netflix, and it's like every episode is like between 9 and 14 minutes, and it's like art studios coming together to do like little short films that last not very long. Each one is in its own artistic style, and it's like every story is basically about love, death, robots, or a combination of the three. Really incredible storytelling, really incredible visuals. And there is one from one of the more recent rounds of episodes that was released called, I think it's called Jabari. And it's like about a siren who falls in love with a man who can't hear her siren song because he's deaf. And the whole thing is like the art style is incredibly realistic, but when you look closer, you realize that everything is sketchy and has a pattern in it.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's like super, super amazing. And so I wanted to see about doing something like that, where it's like there's like the basic bare bones of the story itself, or of the illustration itself, but then like have its own strange pattern or texture in each individual element. Let's see. Do we have another vote for our, which one won? I didn't see it come up.
Ice skating won
Ice skating
by a
one? Okay.
landslide. Yeah.
Okay. Then I wonder if I can do, I'm gonna give them little earmuffs.
Oh, that's such a good idea. I hadn't thought about outfit yet. I was just kind of like doing the skates first. And earmuffs sounds like a cute idea, especially because he's got big ears that like aren't even really fully covered, you know?
Like these do nothing for warmth here.
Yeah.
There's nothing helping him here. I also think like, you know, like what if I'm gonna do a regular portrait, like how do I show an outfit without that?
Yeah.
You know? body element. Yours is adorable. I'm loving the pose. I'm loving the whimsy. I'm loving that everything is floating in the air around him already. RB, welcome in. It's good to see you. And welcome in to you as well, Frank. Thanks for coming to join us.
Hey, guys.
I wonder if I could do, you know how like sometimes you can draw a line without making a line? Like you could just do, like instead of drawing like, this is the hard edge of the jacket, you can put little hatch marks that suggest the borders.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to do that for the sweater.
Yeah.
I think that would probably look really good. And he's going to look very warm, very cozy.
I think I'm going to put like patches on my sweater just to like indicate kind of like the grungy goblin life.
Grungy goblin life, yes. I'm trying not to make my goblin look absolutely insane.
Hashtag grungy goblin life.
Yes. Honestly, that's the best life. That's the best life. Okay, if I do, I'm going to try and do pupils that are not circle.
Oh, that's a cool idea. What kind of shape are you thinking?
I'm thinking of like an almond shape because I want him to have like almond shaped eyes, but like the circular pupils in the almond shape don't look the way I want it to look for this particular style I want to go for. So what if his pupils are shaped the same shape as his eye shape? Might make him look unhinged. But he's a goblin.
As Val maniacally laughs.
As I cackle. Oh, oops, I made him insane again. My bad. I think I'm going to add some of those stars that I like. That's just kind of like a T shape. You know, little starsies. And they can be, I feel like they could be sparkles or they could be snowflakes. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You know? It's such a good star shape. There we go. Winter Wonderland vibes, sort of. Jack Sparkles. Yeah. Nothing wrong with a little accidental insanity, says Wade. No, Wade, you're right. You're right, bud. You get me. Cody gets me. Chat gets me. Feel very seen. Okay, I feel like I need to do a little bit more maneuvering with this eyeball because it's like, I feel like there's a right and wrong way to make a small, adorable character look crazy.
Oh, yeah.
I currently am doing it the wrong way.
Or the extremely right way.
I'm really getting my point across with the crazy right now, is what I'm doing. And I keep trying to tweak this little eye, and it's like, but what if we were unhinged?
Yeah, but what if we tweaked it the other way?
But what if it made it worse? What if it didn't get better? Let's use my transform tool. I wonder if I could change it with the shape of the eyebrows, because I haven't put eyebrows in. Do you ever find, Cody, when you're working that sometimes when something isn't shaped right or doesn't look quite right in a piece, sometimes it's not that thing that is not looking correct, but how it interacts with the elements around it?
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
I think that's what's happening.
Yeah. You mentioned eyebrows just there, and it just made me think of the fact that like sometimes I feel like my characters need eyebrows, but sometimes the eyebrows completely ruin the face.
Yeah.
So like I have to like, oh, do I need eyebrows? No eyebrows.
Yeah, because it's like, you want to have the things, but like I don't think that these eyes work without having a frame of eyebrow. And now that I've added them, all of a sudden I don't need to change anything about the shape of the eyes anymore, really. But they would have to be different standalone,
Yeah.
So it's like, sometimes you might need to take a step back and check to see, is this the part that's actually throwing me off, or is it a compositional thing or like a design choice thing?
Yeah. Jack said the absolute dichotomy between this split screen right now.
Welcome to the show. It's like this every week. Yours, like I would hang out with him. You know what I mean? If I met mine, I would be like, "Are you gonna steal from me? Are you gonna be rude?" He does look like, like a little troublemaker. And yours is like, "Hello, I'm ice skating.
I'm a little friend.
Yeah, I'm a buddy.
I'm a pal. Yeah, pal, buddy, friend."
All right, let's make this larger. I'm gonna put him in the center here. I'm gonna rotate him. And I'm gonna turn him on a lower opacity for now. Opacity or opacity? Codi?
Opacity.
Opacity.
That's how I pronounce it. Yeah.
I like to change it up and throw people a curveball sometimes. I like to use both. Mostly because sometimes I get ready to say it and I get nervous. I get social anxiety when I use the word. And I'm like, oh, papa.
Oh, papa.
I need to know in chat, folks, opacity or opacity. Also, I think that we probably have our votes good to go. 17 votes. Yes. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, that's awesome, you guys.
Oh no, I have to use like purple.
Purple, yeah. Oh.
Day ruined. Oh no, my favorite color.
Yeah, I threw purple into this prompt because I don't use purple very often, so I wanted to challenge myself a little bit. And I had a feeling that you guys were going to choose purple, so yeah.
I feel like I have like a passive skill to encourage people to choose purple with my mind if it's available. I feel like there's a group of folks that come to these shows and they know how much I love it and they throw me a bone.
Yeah.
They're like, you know what?
Oh, purple? Val needs purple.
All right, you can have it. And I'm like, thanks. You know what I miss sometimes? Do you ever use Photoshop and you're like, you try to do the circle trick from Fresco? Like you draw an oval and hold it, and then I'm holding it. I'm like, why is it still bad, Photoshop? Why?
Fix it.
Smoothen it, please. Okay. I also, I don't think I'm going to get through a single one of these episodes without taking a word of advice or inspiration from you or Shauna. And you guys do this thing sometimes where instead of just coloring in a space, you like scribble from different directions so it looks like somebody colored it with a crayon, you know? Mm-hmm. So I want to do that a little bit. I want it to look very textured.
Nice.
Yeah. Pretty proud of myself, you know?
I love those the little like very like scratchy eyebrows, and like that looks really cool. It almost looks like it's just like really sketchy and almost like comic booky kind of like.
Thank you.
That's a really cool technique. I'm looking forward to seeing how that looks when it's finished.
He goes to the salon, you know.
Right.
Like he gets them done.
Mm-hmm.
He likes to be on fleek, as the kids are saying.
I don't think they say that anymore.
Do they not?
I don't think so.
Oh my gosh. Wade was supposed to keep me updated on all the cool kid slang. That's crazy, man, that you left me hanging on this. I can't believe that. Can I set my eraser as this brush? Yes, I can. Sometimes I have to use the clear button because some of the brushes I have, I don't know, maybe somebody in chat can help me with this, but some brushes that I have are like hardwired to be brushes. And I try to make them an eraser and it's like, do you want to switch back to the brush tool? And I'm like, no. I don't know.
You know. I don't know enough about brushes to be like, oh, it's this setting that does that.
Kyle?
But yeah, exactly. Like I do know what you're referring to though.
And sometimes I go to switch it and I'm like, oh man, that's not how this one's gonna work for me. I almost wonder if I oughta, I'm gonna duplicate the eyes and I'm going to see what it looks like if I put like shine shapes in the eyeballs.
Oh, that could be cool. Yeah.
That's kind of neat. It's kind of neat. And then I wonder if I could do like some ridiculous lashes. He's getting, I don't know how I thought any of this was gonna make him look less crazy. But here we are. But I'm not gonna do like regular like painting how I usually do. I want to do like just the sketches and then shapes of color underneath.
Yeah. Just kind of like trying to experiment a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do some cross hatching and like make it look like it's made out of charcoal, and then it has like little color shapes underneath that suggest, but it's all out of the lines.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give him, I could give him a sharp tooth, or he could be missing a tooth. Like maybe he should be like, oh, he's gonna be missing a tooth for sure. That's it. That's it right there.
That's the artist intuition. You're just like, oh yeah, I know this character now.
That's it. I don't want him to have a mouth. I want him to have a mouth that ends, you know, a mouth. That's cute.
Hi, Annika. Good to see
Welcome
you.
In. Hello. We are drawing. We are working on goblins today. We have voted on some pretty cool elements for our pieces. We've got goblin characters going, and this goblin character enjoys ice skating and is wearing a purple sweater.
As you do.
As you do. Yeah, obviously. I say sitting in my purple tie-dye Fleetwood Mac sweater. And we are having a pretty good time so far. I think I'm gonna make his jaw boxy. I was gonna give him a pointy chin, but I think he's a boxy kind of guy. This has turned out crazy. This has turned out.
I love him. He's great.
He's not a normal man. He's not. I'm gonna give him some little fluffy earmuffs because that's what he wears.
I want to give him a little hat. I think I'm gonna give him a little hat.
Yeah, I forgot about the hat. He's supposed to wear a hat. I feel like you can get away doing a lot of different and new things with a hat for a goblin rather than a gnome. Like, I feel like a gnome, that's pretty self-explanatory what he ought to be wearing.
Yeah.
But for this, I feel like if we decide that he should be wearing like a Peaky Blinders newsy hat, that would also be cute, you know? Oh no. I might be in love with him. I love him so much. Yes, purple for the win. You know it. You know it, Annika. Annika and I have the same favorite kind of star. So I got our stars in here, Annika. It's gonna be wicked. Codi is making 2024 the year of tiny hats. Oh my gosh. Do you know how hard I would chuck my wallet at you if you made a calendar where every illustration
tiny hat
is
characters.
just like tiny hat characters, but like wearing them the wrong way, you know, like a long-eared character, but the tiny hats are on the tips of his ears.
Oh my gosh!
The mushroom with the tiny hat on top of the mushroom cap, like oh my gosh. Ramat says, "Love you guys." Thank you so much for joining us, Ramat. Welcome in. I see Ryan Toon also. Hello, Ryan. Marcy B, welcome in. Thank you so much for joining. Wade, Tiny Hat Revival. Yes. Oh my gosh. I have just decided that all of the characters with the tiny hats, they're in a band. Okay.
Oh,
And it's
yes.
called Tiny Hat Revival.
I love that.
That's what they're called. Oh, Tiny Hat. Do-do-do-do-do. I think that you meant for that to be the baby shark doo-doo-doos, CJ, but I read it as the Blackpink K-pop doo-doo-doos, and I apologize. It just dawned on me. Hat on pants? Yeah, hat anywhere, like we just as long as it's not where it's supposed to be is the theme. Okay, let me do his little...
One of the future Mad Libs that we have, actually, one of the options is a tiny top hat.
It is a tiny top hat. It is. That's going to be an awesome episode. Is that next episode? That might be next episode.
Is it? It might be, yeah.
Yeah, it may be next episode. I'm pretty stoked because it's either going to be that one or I have some wicked magic in the works for one of them. I'm just trying to figure out like how to phrase it. We handcraft these prompts with love.
Handcrafted.
We handcraft these, and by handcraft I mean we think, wouldn't it be hilarious if we, and then we write it down. Okay. I should probably keep an eye on our time and know how long we're supposed to be here. It's only been 26 minutes.
Oh, we got plenty of time.
We have plenty of time. I might actually finish this one.
I think I might. I think I'm going to finish this one, and I think if I do finish it, I'm going to draw an instrument for him, and I'm going to decide which instrument he plays in this band.
Is mayonnaise an instrument?
What instrument do you guys think that this character plays? Like a trombone, or like a French horn, or
I love
the tiniest
French horns.
violin?
The tiniest violin.
Tiniest hat with the tiniest violin.
I am a big fan of French horns, and I think they look super cool. I think that you would draw a great French horn.
I think that would be pretty funny, actually.
But I also am in love with the idea of him ice skating and playing the Titanic song badly on a recorder. Like I am also in love with that. So really, it could go either way. The harmonica would be cute, Paloma. Ukulele, yes, very cool. Handcrafted. Handcrafted. Handcrafted with Lerv.
Totally.
I'd be handcrafted stuff all the time. Okay, I am not. Sometimes I think if the style, if it lends itself to the style, I find that you can sometimes just do thick lines for things instead of worrying so much about making certain elements look functional.
Yeah.
Like I don't have to make this look like a kind of plastic material really going over his head for the earmuffs. I can just do like a thick shape kind of so that it shows, it goes over his head. And sometimes I forget that and I stress myself out trying to make it look a certain way when it doesn't need all that.
Yeah. Sometimes you can just, imply a shape, and then, the viewer's brain will kind of fill in the gaps. It doesn't need to be perfect, and it's so easy to forget that you can use just simple shapes to imply something like that, because as an artist you feel like, oh, I have to make all the details perfect, but you really don't.
Marcy says, hey, I'm a recorder player, been playing and performing for 56 years.
Oh my gosh,
insane.
That's amazing.
I'm really fascinated with that, and I think I would love if you want to shoot me a DM or something and maybe suggest some stuff I could listen to, because I've seen some people really play the heck out of a recorder, and I think it probably gets a bad rap because the recorder is like what they send you home with in school. Your parents are like, no more.
I still
This
have that recorder
whistling.
that I was sent home with at school, and
That's
I
amazing.
can I can still play Mary Had a Little Lamb. I still have the muscle memory to
Cody,
play
you're
Mary Had a Little
amazing.
Lamb, and that's
You're
all I can play.
amazing.
I just pull it out sometimes when I'm like going through my stuff, and I just play Mary Had a Little Lamb, and then I put it back and never don't pick it up for the next 5 years.
Here is my annual performance.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, alone in my kitchen. So I
Yeah.
do it every year. Yeah, I think that there, like, I've seen people. There's some guy that was on. I watch a lot of America's Got Talent or Britain's Got Talent when I'm
Mm-hmm.
working sometimes. I've started doing that recently, and there was some guy who like showed up with a recorder, and Simon Cowell was like, "Oh my God, like no!" And then he started playing, and he started beatboxing while he was playing, and I was like, "I would pay to see you do this." You know, I would pay to watch this performance for sure. This is great. Hot cross buns for sure, Paloma. Yes. I played the flute and the alto saxophone for many years.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Very jazzy.
Yeah.
I don't know if I was like super good at it, but I played it a lot. I was in marching band for a lot of years. So I was kind of a band geek. I'm sure that surprises absolutely nobody.
I was in choir.
Were you choir? Me too. Okay. We would have been friends. We would have like met in the middle sometimes and been like,
Yeah.
oh, you're going to the cool class? Me, I'm going to the weird class? We're cool. Okay. I don't know if mine looks like when you look at it, I don't think it screams goblin so much as you're like, what happened to this gnome? I'm gonna be honest. Marcy says, me too, tenor sax, bass clarinet, and orchestra. Ah, orchestra kids, yes. I used to want to play bari sax. It was the baritone saxophone is massive. But I could not play it because when I was in high school, it was incredibly small, and I could fit into the bari sax case.
Oh my god!
You could like close it, so they were like, "I know that your heart wants to play this, but it's bigger than you, and you're not allowed.
Cannot.
You can't play it." And I was like, "That's fair." I'm actually surprised, but I was also in the choir. This explains a lot. It does, right? It does explain a lot. I definitely think so. I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna do this sweater. What maybe I'll let you suggest, Cody, if I'm gonna do a kind of like cross hatching or something for sweater. Do you think it would be better to do like tiny lines or to do like X's like in a row? You know what I mean? Like trying to like make it look like a woven sweater.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah.
Like I'm trying to think of like how to get this point across, but I already have tiny like side by side lines for the hat, and I'm worried that it's gonna look all the same. I'm not sure.
I guess if you're trying to make it look like a knitted sweater, you could do like little V shapes.
Ooh.
Or because that's what a knit stitch looks like.
Yeah, that's actually way better.
You could do, I've been knitting lately, you guys. Or you could do the vertical lines and kind of just like space them out randomly. Or I'm not sure. You could do like little random X's too, because that would kind of get it across. Like this is a woven fabric, Really, I feel like you could probably get away with any shape that you wanted to do. Just like make it small and kind of just like randomize it everywhere. And like, again, it's like one of those things where the viewer will fill in the gaps and be like, oh yeah, that's probably a woven sweater.
That's probably a sweater. You know what? I'm gonna take your suggestion of doing a V, but I am going to make a brush.
Oh, smart.
Yeah, fancy. I haven't made a brush in a few months. It's been a while. Let's see if I ruin this, shall we? I'm gonna make like a little little V-esque shape. I'm wondering, maybe I'll do it like connected into itself, like so. Do a few of those. Some of this and some of that. And then I think I can just grab my lasso. Actually, I'm gonna do a polygonal lasso just to make sure that I really get close to this, because if I want to drag a line out and make them connect into each other, it needs to be pretty close, I think.
Oh yeah, I love that shape. That's cute. It's like looks really like chunky.
Yeah.
Chunky knit.
It kind of looks like a tulip.
Yeah, it does.
Okay. So I have created this little sketch on its like out away from where my other sketchy stuff is, and I've turned the background off so that when I create the brush, the background is transparent. Because and I can't remember honestly if it matters that the background is not on the same layer that I'm drawing on or not, but just to be safe, I've done that. And then I think I can go to edit, define brush preset, yeah, and I'm gonna call this sweater. The best time to wear a striped sweater. A lot of SpongeBob references today.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I think that's good. Let's go ahead and check it out. Let me make a new layer. Let me turn my background back on. Deselect. Let me make it small. Ooh, we got to space this because right now it's just I'm just drawing with it. Let's go for. Let me go into my brush settings. We are going to space this like so. We're going to turn it because it needs to be spaced out so that it's all like connects into each other. And then I think we need to also do like a directional dynamic, because I don't want it to be, I mean, it could be jittery because that would lend itself maybe to the style that I'm doing for this, but I think like an angle, let's see, size jitter, I don't want it to be different. I want it to keep the size control. Angle jitter, let's do direction. Yeah! Oh no, that's cool!
I've actually never made my own brush before, so I totally just learned how to do it right there.
Well, I'm glad I could help. I think we're gonna add some texture to it. Can I add this texture to it? That's just like a random texture I had. Invert? I don't know. Flow is turned down to 80. That kind of works. I might come back to brush tip and space it just a little bit more. Yeah. Okay. And then quick tip for all of you who might be creating their own brushes after this. So you make a brush, you do all this stuff to it. You will be very, very sad and displeased if after you create your brush, you don't save the settings or anything, you switch to a new brush and then things are different. So after you get it the way that you want to go to that little hamburger menu and say new brush preset. And I'm gonna, because I've changed all of the stuff. So I'm gonna say sweater, I'm gonna say direction, just so I remember. And then if I come in here to my brush settings, you can see I have the initial sweater brush, and then I have the sweater direction brush. Actually, I don't know if you can see all of that with how I have this set up. Let me pull, there we go, I'll pull that up like so you guys can really peek at it. And let me go all the way down. So I have the sweater brush, and then I have the one with the direction attached to it that I saved. So I saved it when I first made the sweater, and then after I added those settings and changed all of the mechanics of it so it works the way I want, I needed to save it again. Otherwise, I would have switched to a different brush eventually, and then when I come back, those settings will not be doing the same thing. And I'm going to snag it, and I'm going to drag it up, because when you make a brush for the first time, it likes to put it at the very, very bottom. And if you're like me and you have tons of brushes, that's kind of a pain.
Yeah.
So I just move it up to my little usual place where I like to put my brushes. Okay, let's use it. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to maybe add some of it in some places, and then I'm gonna lasso and cut pieces out of it, because I think that if I just put like little hints of it, it will look like a sweater, and it doesn't necessarily have to be like, I'm going to use this sweater texture over this whole entire, piece of art. I
Yeah.
think I can get away with just doing like little spots of it, and people will be like, that looks like knit.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll cut that out. Cut. And then we'll come around the side here and we will cut this out. I have to say the colors that you have chosen for your piece are incredible.
Oh, thank you.
I honestly thought you were gonna do like because you said you didn't use purple a lot. I thought you were gonna do like a light lavender or something, but this is like a plum color.
I love plum.
I think that's my favorite purple.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Nice.
because I like lavender,
Gal
I
approved.
enjoy, but yes, yeah, I think that like a dark plum color is probably the best purple in the world. That is my go-to. Oh yeah, that looks like a sweater, especially if I offset this. And do like, let's do them here now. So it's like he has a collar. And then I will also polygonal lasso tool this out here. Also, we've got maybe like a little over 10 minutes, I think.
Oh,
We have
okay.
like probably like 13 minutes, maybe. That's crazy.
I definitely made the most progress today than I have on the show so far.
Yeah, like you really got some great stuff down. I think that I probably made the most progress as well on my piece, because usually I'm like, so this is a start, and I'll show you another time, but I think that like this is like a full-blown character. And I think I'm gonna put my color on it after I do some teeny tiny details. Because let me grab, there we go. So I really like this, and I would love for it to be colored before we end the show today. I'm trying to get faster as far as like how much work we do. And if anybody, is illustrating with us sometimes, or working on their own work sometimes, this has really become the kind of exercise for me where I'm not just like working at being, because doing these shows we get thrown curveballs, because we don't know exactly what we're going to be working on. We don't know how we will end up interpreting whatever you guys vote on, but it's also kind of like, how fast can I get the bare bones of like the concept down and make it read? And some days I'm quicker to that than others. I think I'm getting better though.
Yeah, like I felt more confident in this episode than I did the last episode. And that's probably why I just got the sketch down really quick, and I was able to get into coloring. The first one that I did, I felt really confident in though too. So far,
it was the hat. Yeah,
it was the hat. It's totally the hat. So far, we're doing pretty good, honestly.
Yeah. Okay, there's some little stars, and there's some little stars. I just don't want to be too precious with it because I know we're limited on time. Quick reminder for any of you folks who are either new or have, I guess kind of everybody's new though, because we haven't been doing the show for very long, but this is a show that is weekly. We're going to be here every Friday. So if you guys want to tune in and hang out with us again, coming up soon, definitely set a reminder. You guys can set a reminder over on YouTube if you'd like to make sure to tune in next time. We've got some pretty cool prompts coming up, and I haven't made a decision yet. Because I want to show you the funny one that I came up with, Cody. So we'll say it's a mystery episode until now, but it'll be the same vibes.
Nice.
It'll be us doing some pretty cool pieces just like this, letting you folks vote on some cool things, putting you in the creative director seat, and I really hope that you folks will join us. Get my lasso going. This is like the art of artistically choosing to illustrate out of the lines.
Yeah.
With this, you know who does that?
That in and of itself like takes a lot of self-discipline to like learn how to do right.
Definitely. Who does a very, very good job of it is Kathleen Illustrated.
Yes, she does.
Kathleen Illustrated has some absolutely fabulous work wherein she is, using the lasso tool and various shapes and things to create these like spots of color underneath her work. And it has so much good texture as to like kind of feel delicious in a way. Like it's really, really cool. She does a great job. Why did that? There we go. It works. Let me add this. Let's do your little cheeks. Little cheeks. Pretty cute. Pretty cute, buddy. Oh yeah, I like him. Pretty neat, dude. I'm gonna give him a matching beanie. Make his little hat match. I'm gonna cut this little piece out right there. Very handsome. They're both very handsome guys. Gosh, you got the green in there, man. That's it's such a good like plum and olive, and then you have like a I would say the pants are like a sage. Would you say?
Yeah.
Kind of a sage color.
I wasn't really sure how I was gonna pair the colors, and then I just glanced over at my palette and I was like, oh, the sage color might go well because he's gonna be green, so there's green and purple. I don't really do this palette very often, but I think it looks all right.
It looks beautiful. I think that that is what I would call a delicious palette. Like it vibes well. It like makes my heart sing a little bit, but I also like I would eat food in this color combo as well.
Right.
I would.
Some tasty grapes.
CJ in the chat.
Some green and purple grapes.
She wasn't sure how to pair the colors, so she went with pear color. That's fair.
Well, the other option was eating fruit, and I was going to draw a pear too. So if we chose fruit, so that's pretty funny actually.
That works. That works.
Yeah.
I am gonna make it. I don't want it to be too saturated. I think that is probably a good color there. And then I think instead of doing, I'm trying my best not to copy your colors, but I don't know if that matters.
Do it.
Okay.
Do it. Doesn't matter. Do it.
I was actually asking for permission. That was me.
You better not copy me, Val.
It's your own show, Val.
No copies.
Get out of here. And we are about 5 minutes away from the end of our show. That's crazy. That's crazy. Sometimes we'd be doing this and I'm like, what do you mean it's over?
Yeah.
What do you mean we're done? Okay.
I made a line on my canvas somewhere and I have no idea which layer. Oh, there is. Like, how did that get there?
I do that so often, it's not even funny. And you know what? It's easier to remedy it on Photoshop because like if I really want to, I can do the whole like hold control and click it and then
yeah, I forget about that. Yeah.
But Fresco doesn't have that. So sometimes I do the same thing in Fresco and I'm like, how do I find it? Please tell me I don't have to go through all 300 layers I stupidly have in this file. Why? Uh-oh, he green. Very cute.
So green. Woohoo!
Ruh-roh. I think he's gonna be a light green. I think he's gonna be like a kind of a lightish green. We'll do like a sage green. We could do that.
Wade said Val is a color copier. Gasp.
I know. Honestly, once one person uses green and purple, no one else is allowed to touch them.
Yeah.
Didn't you know?
Exactly.
That's, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cute. Uh-oh. And I think I'm gonna grab in our like a really, really light color, and I'm gonna come in. Oh yeah, that looks good. Uh-oh. I'm gonna do like a really like it's not white, but it's like closely related to the green, just to do like the whites of the eyes, and stuff to kind of get those details in there. And then I'll do on the nose. Let's do the teeth. Uh-oh, you're adorable. Be my friend, or don't. A little crazy, but I feel like there should be a shape behind him. I'm just not exactly sure. Let's do a lasso. We'll do like boom, 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 boom. Maybe that's cool. That's like it's a weird color, or a weird shape, but I think that a weird shape would be good. What would match? We have like olive, plum. I could do like an off-white color, or maybe I could just use the color that I've used for the eyeballs, like something that's like really, really light, but not quite white. Yeah, that might work. That might do it. And then I wonder if we could get away with making the background dark. I don't know. Maybe like a really dark, like a semi-purple charcoal,
Jack says the texture on the ice with the lines where you can see the skate path. Yeah, so this is actually a brush that Val uses too. It's called Vinyl Scraper.
Yes!
I love Vinyl Scraper for doing ice texture. I did a painting a while back. Actually, it was a stream with Annika for my old show, Draw This in Your Style, where I drew a duck hockey player, and it was the first time that I've ever drawn ice before, and I used Vinyl Scraper on that. I took a lot more time to do the texture on that one, but it turned out so good. So I highly suggest Vinyl Scraper for like rough ice texture. It looks great.
Vinyl Scraper is definitely one of my most favorite brushes, and if you're looking for it, it is in the Keith Haring brush pack from Kyle T. Webster. You will not be disappointed. It's definitely one of those you get used to how the texture works and stuff, but once you really start playing with it and getting into like how you can, I like to like build upon the texture it creates. It gets really, really fun. Highly recommend. I think that's about all the time we've got left.
Yeah, looks like it.
We're coming to a close here, which seems crazy. But I really like what we've made. I think my goblin listens to My Chemical Romance. I think my goblin shops at Hot Topic.
Totally.
I'm gonna go ahead and kind of like full screen because we're going to be taking off pretty soon, but they look cool. They also look like they would be friends though.
Yeah.
You know, they're buds, right?
Yeah.
We should name them maybe if anybody in chat wants to post or comment on Instagram, send us some artwork, let us know what we should name our goblins. But that's pretty cute. Look at
think
us.
I have a name for mine.
Okay.
Big B.
Big B. Yes! Why is that such a good name? Oh no! Okay, Big B, and you guys can choose a name for mine, but it better be as cute as Big B. I think that is all the time that we have today, though, folks. Thank you all so much for joining us. Thank you, Cody. This has been an absolute blast. We will be back bright and early at the start of the day next Friday for another episode of Creative Mad Libs, but please stay tuned because there's more awesome content coming up right after this. So,
absolutely.
Adios, guys.
Thanks, guys. Bye.